do what I do.
Right? And that gets them activated. They start talking about how this land really belongs to them. Let me be clear something. I want to clear this up. The United States fought a war. Again, it was called the Mexican-American War. Black men fought alongside. And when the dust settled, Mexico was beaten decisively. California, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, parts of Colorado and Utah were won in that blood. And still in the United States paid Mexico under the Treaty of Guadalupe, Hidalgo paid them $15 million, which is about $1 billion back then. So don't talk to me about stolen land. If you lose a war and still walk away with a check, you didn't get robbed, you got spared. The U.S. could have taken the whole thing. And if we're being brutally honest, in most of human history, the victor doesn't pay the vanquished. So don't show up to this country angry and entitled and confused, acting like a victim while enjoying the spoils of a system your ancestors never helped to build and your parents never tried to hold. This is exactly why foundational Black Americans must delineate. We don't want to be associated with these angry immigrants who are out here burning flags. We don't want to get caught up with them, especially the Black ones, because we bled for this country and we died for this country and been enslaved and segregated and lynched, and yet we still fought for justice and equality and democracy, not just for ourselves, but for everybody. And now folks who came here yesterday want to claim the same high moral ground. And we're not having that. See, one of the most common and telling encounters Black Americans have with African immigrants is being asked the question, where you from? And it never ends there. When you answer, I'm an American, they don't stop. They press further. No, but where are your people from? They're not asking out of curiosity or cultural bonding. It's not about getting to know you. It's about undermining you. It's about disassociation, because the truth is they only do this to you. See, when a Jamaican says they're Jamaican, the conversation ends there. When a Haitian says they're Haitian, that's it. Dominicans, Trinidadians, Barbadians, all of them are accepted at face value. No one presses further. Their answer is respected. But when a foundational Black American says, I'm American, the interrogation begins. That alone should tell you something deeply revealing. They do not recognize your identity. They want to strip you of it. They want to imply that you are a people with no roots and no land and no heritage, a people defined solely by slavery and trauma and loss. And what's worse is the intent behind it. This isn't about finding common ground with your fellow Black brother or sister. This isn't a warm invitation into Pan-African brotherhood or sisterhood. This is a veiled form of psychological warfare. They want to reduce you to an orphan, a nobody, a lost tribe. In their eyes, you are not an American in the dignified sense. You are an Akata, a word that in many African languages is a slur for Black Americans, meaning wild, astray, feral cat or something, cat with no home. So what's really happening here? What's happening is that you are being othered on your own soil. They're trying to tell you you don't belong here, even though your people have been here for 500, 600, 700 years, since 1313, many of us. You're being attacked with the language of displacement by people who just got here. They want to define you by your lack, by your disconnection, by your trauma. They use slavery, the very crucible that forged our strength, as a cudgel to shame you. They're not trying to unite, they're trying to demean. Shout out to Flowers Galore. Let's talk about the psychology behind that. This classic projection and deflection. Many African immigrants arrive from countries destabilized by corruption and tribalism and colonial aftermath and economic collapse. But instead of confronting the failings of their homelands, they project inferiority on you. They seek to assert superiority by mocking your identity and ridiculing your history and challenging your legacy. It's a defense mechanism, an insecure attempt to elevate themselves by cutting you down. That's not about race. It's not about color. If it were, they would treat you like family. But they don't. The truth is simple and sober. They don't hate you because you're black. They hate you because you're an American. Your accent, your confidence, your culture, your swagger, your claim to citizenship, all of that triggers resentment. Shout out to Freedom MMC. We got 29 super chats. Maybe we'll get 30. You foundational Black American people are a product of a people who survived the most brutal system ever devised and still managed to build, create, and fight your way into the center of the world's most powerful nation. You are the face of the country they resent, the citizen they envy, the identity they try to erase and imitate. They want to soul swap with us. This is why they mock you while imitating your fashion, your music, your activism, and your culture. They disrespect you while standing on the platforms our people bled and died for. They question your identity because they covet it, but they can never truly claim it. So instead, shout out to Solomon 321, instead they try to cheapen it. They try to diminish it. They try to break it down. And that's why the question is, where you from isn't innocent. It's not a gesture of kinship. It's a challenge. It's a subtle assault on our roots, our legacy, and our power. It's a setup. Nick, you are the descendants of those who turned captivity into citizenship and oppression into ownership. So understand this. The insult isn't just personal. It's political. It's spiritual. It's existential. When they ask, where are your people from? What they really mean is you don't belong here. But the biggest lie of all, because you're more American than the flag itself. So you didn't arrive here. You were built here. Let me say that again. You were built here. You paid the cost, and now they want the benefits. That's the setup. That's the segue, because now you understand they want to use America. They want to use you. But you're not here to be used. You're here to build and to protect what our ancestors built. Their hate for you is because you're an American. And I'm telling y'all, we need to call it what it is. Envy disguised as critique, resentment cloaked in arrogance. Many Black immigrants, just like other immigrant groups, are finally being exposed for what they really think about this country and what they really think about you, foundational Black Americans. They don't just hate America, they hate us because we are America. You think they burning flags for no reason? They've been wanting to burn them flags because they hate our country. And we need to delineate away from these people. They walk into this nation with a chip on their shoulder, full of stories passed down from their parents and grandparents about how they came from this rich culture and they strong bloodlines and they're resilient people. And somehow those bedtime stories from back home morph into condensation toward you, the children of slaves who built this nation with their blood, bones, and brilliance. But here's the contradiction they can't escape. If everything was so darn good back home, it was so great in their homelands, it was so full of kings and queens and excellence, why did you come here? Why are they crowding in our country and to claim what they say they despise? Up here claiming scholarships that we carved out of the civil rights struggle and standing on platforms built for our political capital. Why is it that when it's time to leave, they never do? We literally got to round them up and put them out. Somebody put that ICE phone number in the chat room. See, it's deeper than just they don't understand. They do understand. They see that as an FBA, you have a unique relationship to this country. You didn't just migrate here. You were born on this soil. You were built on this soil. You are of the soil. Your struggle is etched into the bricks of every city. Your blood is fertilized in every cotton field, every tobacco farm. You're indigenous by consequence to this land, and it burns them up. They resent you because you represent something they will never be. Rightful heirs to the American story. Rightful heirs to the American dream. And so their hatred manifests. Not because you're lazy, not because you're loud, not because you're behind, but because you have birthright that they can never claim. And instead of showing respect and solidarity to many of them, they come here and parrot white supremacist talking points. They look down on you. They mock you. They step over your legacy while sucking up all the benefits your ancestors fought and died for. But now the mask is slipping. The truth is leaking out. And the world is starting to see the entitlement and the elitism and the anti-FBA venom that has been brewing behind closed doors and WhatsApp group chats. They brought their tribal rivalries and the colonial complexes and their domestic violence issues and their plantation mentalities and their colorism right here to our shores and tried to make you the enemy in your own homeland. Let's be clear. We're not asking anyone to worship our country. But if you're eating the fruit from our tree, don't spit on the roots. Don't pretend you're better than the very people whose suffering paved the way for your opportunity. We're not the same. What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D. People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You were tuned in to Uncle D. This black man talk, pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something, then you earn something. Let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. Lizard King here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shootin', give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Molly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, voting earns. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you been served, gotta notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Flowbee and cut your own damn hair from now on.